selection of late model, pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and more. And with a low down payment, you could be riding today. Come in for all the details, and chances are you'll be the next satisfied customer from SNR Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby, online at srautosales.com. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Saturday. That's SNR Auto Sales.
Auto insurance is something you hope you never need, but if you do, it has to be there. North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance has local agents you can trust, service you can rely on, and competitive rates your budget can appreciate. Tomorrow, today, and for the last 60 years, North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance helping you is what we do best. See Cleveland County Agent Bert Costner, 704-482-2436. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
NCN Sports, I'm Scott Duncan. The Dallas offensive line, led by All-Pro left tackle Tyron Smith, has been voted the top line in the NFL by an Associated Press panel. The Cowboys group that featured 3 All-Pros last season in Smith, center Travis Frederick, and right guard Zach Martin received 4 of 11 first-place votes and 94 of a possible 110 points. The voting release Friday was done by Hall of Fame receiver James Lofton and 10 AP football writers. The Pittsburgh Steelers came in second with 1 first-place vote and 68 points, while Philadelphia and Tennessee finished tied for third with 57 points. The Eagles got 3 first-place votes, while the Titans joined the Cowboys as the only teams named on all 11 ballots. The World Series champion Houston Astros have not yet made the decision whether to visit the White House if Donald Trump extends an invitation. Such visits are common for title-winning teams. The New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Clemson Tigers have all traveled to the White House in the past year. Golden State Warriors did not make the trip after being disinvited by Trump. Astros manager A.J. Hinch says the nation is highly polarized right now, and the day of the team's celebratory parade might not be the best time to decide. Number 22 Memphis visits Tulsa tonight in the only top 25 game on the Friday college football schedule. On paper, Memphis ranks 104th out of 130 FBS schools in rushing defense, but the Tigers proved last week they can stifle a powerful running attack following their 56-26 win over Tulane. The 7-1 Tigers will need to have similar success against Tulsa. The 2-7 Golden Hurricane boasts the 12th-ranked running attack at 260.2 yards per game, and the nation's 5th best rusher, D'Angelo Brewer, who has 980 yards and 8 touchdowns. In other top 25 college football action, number 5 Notre Dame is at Wake Forest, game time 3:30 p.m., and number 6 Clemson faces off against number 10-20 NC State, also at 3:30. This is NCN Sports.
If it's time to spruce up your home, then head to Cleveland Lumber Company in Shelby. Make your home look like new. See the new display of Larson doors, plus stair spindles by Crown Heritage. And for those patios and porch areas, Cleveland Lumber Company in Shelby has Trex flooring. Put it down and forget it. Plus all the tools you'll need if you're a do-it-yourselfer. Your home projects begin and end with a stop at Cleveland Lumber Company, 217 Airwood Street in Shelby. There's no tricks, just treats at Renaldo Kia at Renaldo Auto Mall in Shelby. Treat yourself to low prices. Buy a new 2016 Kia Forte as low as $225 a month. A 2017 Kia Sorento, $325 a month. Or lease it for $299 a month. Buy a new 2016 Kia Soul for $199 a month. And buy a new 2016 Kia Rio for $180 a month. Come in for all the details and treat yourself to great savings at Renaldo Kia. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
For 3 days only, join Sears Hometown Store in Shelby for family and friends. Big savings with America's appliance experts. From November 5th through November 7th. Get better than Black Friday pricing, guaranteed. A Kenmore 3.5 cubic foot washer and matching electric dryer, just $269 each. And the Craftsman C3 19.2 volt lithium ion drill driver kit is just $58.99. November 5th through 7th at Sears Hometown Store, 1665 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby, home of America's appliance experts.
Things went wrong today, bad news came away. I woke up to find that I had blew my mind. Western Union man Union. Now you've gone away, and how it's sad to say you've gone. I remember what they said, now I'm going out of my head. Telegram just had to say, you've learned your lesson all the way. Telegram just had to say, you've learned your lesson all the way. Western Union. I'll be on my way, 'cause there's another girl for me. I'll be sure of her, things will be as they were.
Listen to the Dr. Randy Davis on the Sea Cruise every Monday from 2 until 6 on The Boss,
Your beach oldies and sports station.
WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and W268CU Shelby.
Auto insurance is something you hope you never need, but if you do, it has to be there. North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance has local agents you can trust, service you can rely on, and competitive rates your budget can appreciate. Tomorrow, today, and for the last 60 years, North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance helping you is what we do best. See Cleveland County Agent Bert Costner, 704-482-2436. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need.
Cleveland County's largest selection of home medical equipment is at Medical Arts Pharmacy. You'll find jazzy power chairs, motorized scooters, manual wheelchairs, walkers, canes, crutches, hospital beds, ostomy supplies, diabetic shoes and socks, compression hose, as well as other medical equipment and supplies. Medical Arts Pharmacy, 108 Grover Street, across from the hospital in Shelby.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Head to the mountain. Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, that is, for a great golf outing. Play and ride 18 holes Monday through Friday for $27. Seniors age 65 and older can play and ride Monday through Friday for $24. Play and ride weekends and holidays for $37. After 1 p.m., play and ride for $32. Make your tee time today at 704-734-0383 for the Crowder's Mountain Golf Course. Play at the mountain today.
It's the grand reopening of Renaldo Cadillac Buick GMC in Shelby. Hurry in now for celebration savings. During this grand event, get grand savings like $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2016 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive crew cab. Get $5,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Buick Encore. And get $7,500 off MSRP on a new 2017 Buick Enclave Convenience. Come in for all the details during the grand reopening. Renaldo Cadillac Buick GMC at Renaldo Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby.
We're looking at a pretty comfortable evening with increasing clouds after midnight. We're watching a cold front that'll slide into the area and settle in just to our south. We'll have more clouds tomorrow and maybe a stray shower or two, but otherwise shouldn't be too bad of a day. Look for a low tonight around 60. Again, the rain stays away this evening, so no need to take an umbrella tonight. Tomorrow, though, partly to mostly cloudy, an isolated shower, highs in the lower 70s, more sun and warmer on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Nate Johnson in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 5.
Laughlin Furniture Outlet's fall sale is now in progress. Stop by and check out the great specials. Jumbo rockers, $119.99. Porch swings, $129. Double-sided mattresses, $299 for full sets. And living room sofa and love seats by Ashley, just $599. Rocker recliners, $249. Laughlin Furniture Outlet, 400 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. They got a friendly staff there to help you with all your furniture needs. Shop their fall specials today at Laughlin Furniture Outlet, 400 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. They're the home of the real deal. Online at LaughlinFurnitureOutlet.com and on Facebook, too.
Mike, my water broke.
Wait, really? I'll get the bag.
Mike, hurry!
Should I grab baby's first letters or counting is fun?
Now is not the time.
It's the best time. Research says read aloud from birth and, well,
Get me to the hospital right now.
It's never too early to start reading to your baby. 15 minutes a day will accelerate brain development. So read aloud 15 minutes. Every child, every parent, every day. Readaloud.org.
It was back last October, I believe it was. We was going to hold a tent service off at this college town, and we got there about dinner time on Saturday. And different ones of us thought that we ought to get us a mouthful to eat before that we set up the tent. And so we got off of the truck and followed this little bunch of people through this small little bitty patch of woods there. And we come up on a big sign. It says, "Get something to eat here." And I went up and got me 2 hot dogs and a big orange drink. And before that I could take every mouthful of that food, this whole raft of people come up around me and got me to where I couldn't eat nothing, and I dropped my big orange drink. I did. Well, friends, they commenced to move, and they want so much that I could do but move with them. Well, we commenced to go through all kinds of doors and gates, and I don't know what all, and I looked up over one of them, and it says North Gate. And we kept on going through there, and pretty soon we come up on a young boy. And he says, "Ticket, please." And I says, "Friend, I don't have a ticket. I don't even know where it is that I'm going." I did. Well, he says, "Come out as quick as you can." And I says, "I'll do her. I'll turn right around the first chance I get." Well, we kept on moving through there, and pretty soon everybody got where it was that they was a-going, because they parted and I could see pretty good. I could. And what I seen was this whole raft of people a-setting on these 2 banks and a-looking at one another across this pretty little green cow pasture. Well, they was. And somebody had took and drove white lines all over it and drove posties in it and I don't know what all. And I looked down there and I seen 5 or 6 convicts a-running up and down and a-blowing whistles. They was. And then I looked down there and I seen these pretty girls a-wearing these little bitty short dresses and a-dancing around. And so I sat down and thought I'd see what it was that was going to happen. I did. And about the time I got set down good, I looked down there and I seen 30 or 40 men come running out of one end of a great big outhouse down there. They did. And everybody where I was a-setting got up and hollered. And about that time, 30 or 40 come running out of the other end of that outhouse, and the other bank full, they got up and hollered. And I asked this fellow that was sitting beside of me, I says, "Friend, what is it that they're hollering for?" Well, he whopped me on the back and he says, "Buddy, have a drink." Well, I says, "I believe I will have another big orange." And I got it and sat back down. And when I got down there again, I seen that them men had got in 2 little bitty bunches down there. They had rail close together. and they voted. They did. They voted and elected one man apiece. And them two men come out in the middle of that cow pasture and shook hands like they hadn't seen one another in a long time. And then a convict come over to where they was a-standing, and he took out a quarter, and they commenced to odd man right there. They did. Well, after a while, I seen what it was that there's odd manning for. It was that both bunches full of them men wanted this funny-looking little pumpkin to play with. They did, and I know, friends, that they couldn't eat it because they kicked it the whole evening and it never busted. But anyhow, what I was a-telling was that both bunches full wanted that thing, and one bunch got it, and it made the other bunch just as mad as they could be. And friends, I seen that evening the awfulest fight that I have ever seen in my life. I did. They would run at one another and kick one another and throw one another down and stomp on one another and grind their feet in one another and I don't know what all. And just as fast as one of them would get hurt, they'd tote him off and run another one. Well, they'd done that as long as I sat there. But pretty soon, this boy that had said, "Ticket, please," he come up to me and he says, "Friends, you're going to have to leave because it is that you don't have a ticket." And I says, "Well, all right." And I got up and left. And I don't know, friends, to this day what it was that there's a-doing down there, but I have studied about it. And I think that it's some kindly of a contest where they see which bunchful of them men can take that pumpkin and run from one end of that cow pasture to the other without either getting knocked down or stepping in something.
You hear them pads going clack, 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 clack. You hear them clicks going tap, tap, tap. 704 beats by Alex.
It's the final week of the regular season, and you're tuned into the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. It's November the 3rd. It's all the way in November, you guys. And Carson Docker joined alongside Texas Terry Reinhardt and Shannon Allen. And this is it. This is the end of the regular season, but for a lot of teams, this is really just the start almost. And Terry, how you been, man?
Well, I have been well, and I'm glad you said that because for a lot of teams tonight, hey, it's win or lose.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, and here's the worst thing, Shannon and Carson, you know as well as I do, if you win, you still put yourself on a little totem pole of how Max Preps is going to identify you and whether you're going to get extra points or not. And I would love to see how this thing is sorted and how they did it, you know, because I got a feeling come tomorrow when this thing's all up and said and done, there's going to be some teams wonder how come they didn't get in, and other teams going to say, well, my Lord, we are playing again.
Yeah.
You know.
And so let's jump right into our review of last week. I'll let Terry take that away for all your scores from Week 11.
Alrighty, in the Southern Piedmont 1A, it was Bessemer City 60, Community School of Davison 15, Cherryville beat Pine Lake Prep 27-7. It was Union Academy 42, Highland Tech 12, and Thomas Jefferson took care of Mountain Island Charter 34-16.
And that locks up the conference for them, right?
That did. That locked it up, and you know, very impressed because I thought for sure Mountain Island Charter owed them one.
Game,
I thought it'd be closer.
I did too, and it was not even close.
Yeah.
In the South Fork Athletic 2A, it was Lincoln in 56, North Lincoln 41. Tyshawn Harris, a Lincoln County single-game rushing record, 318 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Knights. It was Lake Norman Charter losing to Bandies 42-16. It was West Lincoln losing to East Lincoln 42-35 in overtime. West Lincoln had a 28-7 halftime lead. And it's the second time that East Lincoln's come back. They come back against North Lincoln, and they also come back against West Lincoln. And then the big game, they said it was over at Maiden, and it was Maiden on 3rd and 28 with 12 seconds left in the game, defeating Newton Conover 30-27. What a comeback win for Maiden.
And does that lock up the conference for them now?
Yes, it does. I mean, it gives them at least a share of the title.
Okay.
But, you know, they'll have the number 1 seed.
Okay.
In the Southwestern Athletic 2A Conference, it was RS Central 28, East Gaston 22. Shelby no trouble with East Rutherford 28-7. Well, I ain't gonna say no trouble. They won it pretty easily, but it was a little bit closer than what some people might have think.
Yeah.
But South Point beats Chase 55-0. And in the Northwestern Foothills 2A, it was Patton 63, Bunker Hill 20. Fritty Ford, a big win, 49-6 over East Burke to run their record up to 7 wins. And High Brighton stays undefeated, 48-0 over West Iredale. In the Big South 3A, it was Ashbrook 48, North Gaston 40. It was Kings Mountain, no trouble with Forest View, 63-7. Stuart Kramer, a big win over Hunter Huss at Hunter Huss in overtime, 21-14. And Crest rolls over Burns, 56-8. In the Northwestern 3A, 4A, it was Hickory giving Alexander Central their first loss of the year, 38-28. Watauga over Freedom, 42-0. St. Stephen's destroys South Caldwell, 61-7. And McDowell pulls off a big win to really mess up that division. McDowell 21, West Caldwell 14 in overtime. And that one comes all down to tonight. Can South Caldwell win or McDowell win? If South Caldwell wins, they're in. If they lose and McDowell wins, then we transfer everything and let McDowell go to the playoffs.
Wow. All right, so now let's jump into this week's action. Well, a little bit of a abbreviated schedule, it seems like, this week for the final week of the season, but we'll jump right into things. We'll start in that Southern Piedmont 1A, and we'll get things started with a bit of a rivalry. Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, it might not be a Terry Reinhardt rivalry, but it's a rivalry nonetheless. Cherryville taking on Bessemer City, and this is the second matchup of the season this year for that one. And Terry, don't give me that. Don't start this early, man.
Carson, I cannot believe you would say this is a rivalry.
Is it?
This is
I don't
one
know.
of.
I mean, I don't know how to define rivalry when it comes to you, Terry.
I'm telling you, this is like
confusing.
Jekyll and Hyde playing each other. I mean, you never know what's going to go. But this rivalry is Bessemer City leads the all-time series, 33, 31, and 2.
That's pretty good.
And when we talked to Coach Pruitt last Saturday morning, he is like, he said we need to win a few games to get this thing back even.
Yeah.
But this is a game, you got Cherryville going on the road over Bessemer. This is going to be hard.
Yeah.
This is not going to be easy. Bessemer City has proven themselves all year long. They had the little loss to Thomas Jefferson. But as far as tonight goes, Coach Pruitt, I'd love to pull for, but I like Coach Boone too. I think those two guys have done great jobs where they have been in 1A.
Either way.
But for tonight, I just think Bessemer City is going to be too much. I know they defeated them pretty bad in Game 1.
Yeah.
I think Cherryville will make this one because this is a little bit more for them. If they can win, they go to 5-6. But I got Bessemer City winning this one like 38-21.
Yeah, I think Bessemer City, they're on a roll, and even though the Thomas Jefferson loss is the only blemish on their record, they've got the three guys, Gunter, Williams, Love, they're all 2,000 yards of their offense. So, I mean, it's going to revolve around those three. I don't think Cherryville's going to be able to match either one of those. No. And maybe they may stop one, but you're not going to stop all three. Yeah. And it's I think Bessemer easily wins this one. I like Cherryville. I like what Pruitt is doing there. But I think Bessemer's going to be too much for them. They're playing at home, senior night at Bessemer.
Yeah.
So I say Bessemer wins 35-14.
And the thing that really gets me about this is everything's, again, is on the line. Well, not on the line. I say for Cherryville it is. Bessemer City's going to make the playoffs. But
do all 1A schools make it now, or is it
almost,
still like
man?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So Cherryville can get in too.
The 1A and the 4A looks to me like those are the ones you're going to have teams in it with one win or two wins. It depends on what kind of conference and all they in. But, I mean, good job from both squads.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So now let's stay in that Southern Piedmont 1A. Highland Tech, sort of a bit of a good year, really, for the Rams, 2-8. Still haven't been able to get a win in conference, but for Coach Shepard, really, I mean, 2 wins on the year is a big deal for those Rams, and they'll be taking on the Mountain Island Charter Raptors. And Mountain Island Charter sort of, we thought they were going to give Thomas Jefferson a lot better game than what really happened. And personally, I thought Mason King might have been the differentiator right there for the Raptors, but really nothing doing. And Shannon, how do you see this one shaking out?
I don't think it's going to be a contest. I think Mountain Island Charter is just too strong with quarterback Graham and Elijah Burris running the ball. So I think those two, they have, they've put themselves on the map, if you want to put it that way. They've, they're a team to be reckoned with in the playoffs. And Highland, 2 wins this year. It's great for them, but it's we're looking playoffs now, and Mountain Island Chargers going to do this to tune up whatever they need to tune up and go into playoffs. I think Mountain Island rolls 49-0.
right now.
Yeah, that's like me. Mountain Island Charter leads this all-time series 2-0. But you talking about a Mountain Island Charter team who's going to try to rebound after getting beat last week, and just Highland Tech's going to beat the team that's in the way.
Yeah.
Highland Tech all-time conference for Highland Tech is 1 win, 123 losses. The only win they ever had was on 10-11-13 against Pine Lake Prep, 13-9. And guys, this game right here is, I'm like you, Shannon, this is not going to be close. I got Mountain Island Charter 63, Highland Tech 7.
All right, we'll move on now to that Southern Piedmont 1A conference champion, the undefeated Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy Griffins, taking on Union Academy. Union Academy coming into this season was a team that we really didn't know much about, but they gave Bessemer City a pretty good game. They've been a little bit more competitive than I think that we thought they would be. And Terry, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson leads the all-time series 1-0. They played each other back in 2015. Thomas Jefferson beat them 31-0. And this is what's going to happen again tonight. Union Academy, hey, 6-5, 3-4 in the conference is going to be, to me, hey, that's impressive. I mean, your first year in it. But Thomas Jefferson, I think, has too much offense to put out there on the field. And I got them winning this one like 47-14.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson, their offense goes around a kid named Nomi McMullins.
Yeah, seen him play a couple
he's
times.
got over 1,200 yards passing, 800 yards rushing. But they have to go to Monroe. I mean, they're going to have to make the trip. That's a long haul from Rutherford County to Union County. But Union County's led by Hayden Gosnell over 1,400 yards passing. But Thomas Jefferson, they've put together what they've done this year. They can play.
Yeah.
And I don't think Union Academy is going to be able to stop them. And I think Thomas Jefferson rolls 42-14.
And the big thing, one more thing about this, Thomas Jefferson finally got into our top 10. They moved in to take number 9, and who did drop out? Bessemer City.
Yeah.
They fell to number 11. So, I mean, come on, people, look this way in the West.
Yeah.
I mean, besides Murphy and Swain County and people like that, but look in our area every now and then.
Yeah. So we'll wrap things up now in that Southern Piedmont 1A. Community School of Davidson taking on Pine Lake Prep. These two squads sort of in the middle of the pack towards the lower end. And Community School of Davidson, they might be able to solidify their playoff standings if they get a win tonight. And Terry, you think that's what happens?
Well, Pine Lake Prep leads this all-time series 3-2. And what a big game for both of them. Community School of Davidson 4-6, 3-3. Pine Lake Prep could put themselves in a spot if they go 4-7, 2-5.
They'd at least make a little bit of an argument.
Yeah, hey, I should be there. And will this game jump them that much? See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how the criteria is on Max Press of how much you're going to gain or lose in this game. But I got Community School of Davidson winning on the road. I think this is a game that they need to help them out. And I got them winning 28-21.
Yeah, I think if Community School Davidson, if the kid Luke Watts, if he has a good game, if he can set the passing tone, I think Community School will win. However, if Pine Lake wins or Pine Lake Prep wins, that puts them. I mean, they'll be tied in the conference overall, but that puts them ahead of Community School Davidson. Again, how Max Preps does their thing, I don't know how the association is going to work with that, but. I think Community School, this will be the closest game out of that conference, I think, this week. I think Community School Davidson will win 28-14.
All right, now we'll take it up the mountain a little bit. Patton taking on High Brighton, and I think High Brighton could be a playoff opponent for either South Point or Shelby, depending on how that bracket shakes out.
They're going all the way to the championship. They're just going to bypass the
first round. Just put them in. They'll run it straight there, according to Shannon.
According to Terry.
Excuse me. Well, then Terry, go ahead. Talk up High Brighton. Let the people know.
Well, I don't really like talking up High Brighton because I know what's going to happen. I mean, I've seen it too many years. They go 10-0 or 11-0 or 10-1, et cetera, et cetera. Then when you get to the playoffs, if you have to play a team from Cleveland County, I think that puts them over because somebody from over there comes over and knocks them out. But tonight, Patton has opportunities. They had the most wins in school history with a win. They've only ever had 8. They go from win number 9 tonight. And the first league title. This is huge. But there's a problem here. You're having to go on the road to play High Brighton at High Brighton. And Coach Lewis comes in 67-22. High Brighton leads this all-time series 8-1. And I got a feeling they're going to show Patton why they're the big dogs out of the conference. And High Brighton's going to win this one 42-28.
Patton is really the only team in this conference that can have a shot at beating High Brighton.
I agree.
Patton led by Brawley and Cosby, both rushing the ball over 1,000 yards. But, again, it's can they stop High Brighton? Can their defense, can they be physical enough to stop the speed of High Brighton or be quick enough to stop the speed of High Brighton and physical enough to control the line of scrimmage? I don't think they can. It's going to be a close game. I'm hoping it is, but I think Patton will win, I think High Brighton will win 35-28. But again, a great season for at least a great season for Patton.
Yeah, great season for both of these schools. Really 5-0 in conference. Whoever wins this wins the conference, really.
Yeah.
So now we'll keep it in that Northwestern Foothills 2A. Now we'll sort of go towards the bottom end of the conference. 1-9 Eastburg taking on 2-8 Drone, and not too much really we can say about that one. So I'll let you take it away, Shannon.
I think Drone will win 28-14.
Well, shorts. I mean, that was
line.
Beautiful analysis right there.
Turn out the lights.
Take it away, Terry.
All right, Eastburg leads this all-time series 5-3. Eastburg has won the last 3 and 4 of the last 5, but that'll not happen tonight.
Yeah.
Drone 28, Eastburg 7.
All right, we'll wrap up the Northwestern Foothills 2A with West Iredale taking on Fred T. Ford. These two teams sort of in the middle of the pack in that conference. And Terry, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, these two teams have met way back in 2005. Last time at West Iredale won 28-12 at Fred T. Ford. They come in here, Fred T. Ford, trying to establish themselves. A win tonight would run them to 8-3, 4-2, and Coach Miner would even his record up at Fred T. Ford at 11-11. West Iredale, surprising to me because a lot of time through the year we never would mention their name, but they're 5-5, 3-2. A win for them automatically probably gets them into the playoffs without them having to worry about into 2A because I'd give them 6 wins. But I got Fred T. Ford winning this one. I think Coach Miner's going to be able to lead them, and it's going to be close, 31-28, Fred T. Ford.
Yeah, last night I was looking at the stats in the conference, and Jack Colosimo, however you say his name for Ford, he leads the conference in passing with 699 yards. Okay, that just shows this is a rushing conference.
Yeah,
they're going to run the football.
Right, yeah.
But Ford, they've got Corey Steimer and Tate Beaver that can run the ball, put the ball on the ground, and almost got 1,000 yards rushing for them. But I think, Ford that's another team like me for Patton. I'm used to hearing Patton and Ford being the bottom teams.
Yeah,
that's right.
In years past. So now both of these teams have had great years. 7 wins for both of them so far. I think Ford will win this one to boost themselves going into the playoffs. Have a good end to the year and get ready for the next start of the season, I guess you could say. So Ford will win. Ford will win. I think 28-21. It'll be a close game, but they'll win.
All right, so that wraps up that 2A conference up in the mountains. And right before we head to break, we'll get you what you'll be able to hear tonight on the KTC Family and Networks. For the Burns Bulldogs, they'll be taking on the North Gaston Wildcats. You'll be able to listen to Tom Senefani on the call. It'll be radio only. For the Cherryville Ironmen, they're taking on the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets from Bessemer City. You'll be able to listen to Danny Eaker and Milton Baker on the call on that one. For the Crest Chargers, they're taking on Kings Mountain in a de facto Big South Conference Championship. The Crest Chargers crew on the call on that one. You'll be able to watch and listen to that one. LincolnCounty.com game of the week. It's East Lincoln at Newton Conover, a good one up in Lincoln County. The Shelby Lions, they're taking on South Point. You guys heard about this game?
Oh, they're playing tonight?
Yeah, I guess
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, who knows?
Who's going to that one?
Yeah, who knows? So Shelby taking on South Point tonight. You'll be able to listen to that one on on 1390 AM, and on the WLON 1050 game of the week, it's Maiden at Lincoln. You'll be able to listen to that one as well, as I mentioned, on 1050 AM. So that'll take us to our first commercial break, and we'll be right back here on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show, only on KTC Broadcasting.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Brian Reese of North Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete of the Month. Brian is the son of John and Dawn Reese and is a junior at North Lincoln High School. Brian is the #1 runner for the North Lincoln cross country team and also runs indoor and outdoor track. Brian has an A grade point average of 4.3438, and his advanced courses include AP Government and Politics, AP History, and AP Calculus. Extracurricular activities include member of the Beta Club, Habitat for Humanity, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Brian is a member of the Denver United Methodist Church and is involved in mission trips, the youth group, and Sunday school. He also helps with Vacation Bible School and the North Lincoln Track Clinic. After graduation, Brian would like a career as a physical therapist or go into business. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
This is the voice of the Blue Devils, David Shoemate, inviting you to join us for the 2017 edition of Duke Blue Devils football. We'll bring you all the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening kick and after the final whistle. This is your exclusive source for Duke football.
Duke, North Carolina, and Clemson football right here on the Boss of Big O Country, your beach oldies and sports stations.
It's time to come out and play at the newly renovated Lincoln Country Club. Since 1946, the Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers. Ask about special membership opportunities. Enjoy the new swimming pool, and the restaurant just can't be beat. Practice your driving on the driving range, too. For your tee time, call 704-735-1382 for the Lincoln Country Club, located on 2052 Country Club Road in Lincolnton, and online at lincolncountryclub.net. The public inspection files of WHS, WLON, and WCSL are located at the studios at 1416 Shelby Highway in Cherryville. WHS, WCSL, and WLON are owned and operated by KTC Broadcasting Incorporated. WHS, WCSL, WLON do not discriminate against any qualified applicant, regardless of race, color, religion, national origin, age, or sex. For more information, you may call 704-482-1390 or email us at info@ktcbroadcasting.com. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville, Gastonia. It's time to get ready. Get ready for the big Black Friday car, truck, and tractor show at Classic Ford Lincoln in Shelby. Again, that's Friday, November 24th. What a day it's going to be. Cars, trucks, and tractors. Entry fee for the show is an unwrapped Christmas gift or $10. Items collected and the money will go to those less fortunate in our community this Christmas season. And check out the year-end savings at Classic Ford Lincoln. 0% financing for up to 72 months, plus up to $1,500 cash back on selected vehicles. But hurry, these deals won't last long. Classic Ford Lincoln, 1775 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. JR's Gun Sales in Blacksburg, South Carolina is a North and South Carolina licensed dealer in firearms and silencers. They stock all major brands including Benelli, Stoeger, Glock, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Stag, Sig, Springfield, H&K, Walther, Silencer Co., Gemtech, Thunder Beast, and more. They offer 90-day layaway and financing with no credit. JR's Gun Sales, 2767 East Cherokee Avenue, Blacksburg, South Carolina. From I-85, take the Grover-Blacksburg exit 106, turn right, and they're on the left right across from Wendy's. Call 864-936-9898 or 704-860-5064. Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Welcome back inside the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Carson Dockery joined alongside Texas Terry Reinhardt and Shannon Allen. Terry, what you get?
Carson, I'm telling you, man, he's eating away, Max Grill.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
This is on the radio. Nobody has to have that visual of me stuff in my face, man.
Paper and all.
Yeah, I
hey,
mean, at least leave the paper in there.
Come on, man. I'm kind of civilized. Give me a little credit. But yeah, shout out to Max Grill. They fed us again. I got a grilled chicken sandwich this time. Tried to change it up. Terry, what'd you get?
I got a lot of bologna.
A lot of bologna. Man, you can't
That's
go
what
wrong
I
with that.
got.
I got a hamburger.
Yeah, you saw Smoke's big old hamburger last
that's
week.
That's a whole cow, dude.
Yeah, it was.
That's at least half the cow, nothing else.
A lot.
All I had to do was open it up, and I said, whoop, this is not mine. This was huge.
No, he picked it up, and you couldn't see him, but Terry was straining. I saw it, the veins in his forearms, they were popping.
And then y'all had to help me carry it.
I did.
Yeah.
We brought a pallet jack in here, jacked it up. All right, so let's get back into football now, and we'll jump right into that. Terry, man, you read my mind. Northwestern 3A, 4A, some mountain football. Alexander Central finally taking a loss on the year. They're 9-1, 5-1, but I don't think they're going to have any trouble with South Caldwell tonight. Do you think so, Terry?
Well, Hickory beat Alexander Central last week.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you sit back, and South Caldwell's not been playing bad lately. But a win tonight for Alexander Central would be 10 wins for only the third time in school history. This is the 26th meeting between them, and Alexander Central leads the all-time series 18-7. But Alexander Central has won the last 10 and 12 of the last games played at South Caldwell.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I'm like, oh, no. What is South Caldwell going to be able to do? This is huge. I mean, you know, they know going into this game, if we lose, then we're worried about what McDowell does.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're playing
exactly
freedom.
right.
But Alexander Central, I think, is going to be too much. They lost last week. I think they refocused to play again this week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not ready to play, see what can happen to us. Sometimes it's good for teams to have a loss, and I think this might help Alexander Central, and I got them winning this one 45-26.
Who owns the tiebreaker between South Caldwell and McDowell?
South Caldwell.
Okay, because McDowell's already 2-8, and South Caldwell's 1-9, so they've got to
they
win.
beat them.
Yeah.
But now see, they're in the conference. They're going to take.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So I got
Both
you.
1-5 in conference. Yeah.
Well, South Caldwell. I mean, they got a. You know, you got a heavy task in front of you that you're going to have to try to beat. I don't think physically they can match Alexander Central. They've got a kid, Devin Weiss. He's run almost 1,200 yards. Gunnar Anderson's passed for over 1,000. And South Caldwell, I don't think is going to be able to control anything that Alexander Central does. I think Alexander Central's going to score as many as they want when they want. And even though it's at South Caldwell, that may be a little push there. But I think Alexander, coming off the loss against last week against Hickory, you know, I think that you know, has a little chip on her shoulder.
Yeah.
So I think Alexander wins 49-7.
All right, we've got Evan Smoke Ludwig on the phone. Evan, where are you going to be at tonight, bud?
Well, it's a battle of second place here at Newton Conover High School. As East Lincoln, who started the year 0-3, has now won all but one game since, and now finds themselves at a, I believe, 6-3 record or 7-3 record, or excuse me, 6-4 record.
There it is.
Newton Conover coming off their second loss of the year, heartbreaker to Maiden last week, looking to bounce back, and Matt Beam going against his alma mater and the East Lincoln Mustangs.
Well, you know, you speaking of heartbreakers, both of those games were heartbreakers. A tough one loss for Matt Beam and Newton Conover, but a big win for Lubowitz and East Lincoln. We come back from win. And, you know, Smoke, me and you sat back. We both took the butt end of both of them things, West Lincoln and North Lincoln. But here we are again. I know every time I come on here, we talk about people in that area, say, well, who have you beat? So far this year, Matt Beam does have a plus to his name. He has beat Hickory, that's going to have a winning record. But can he turn around tonight and beat an East Lincoln team who has steadily got better all year long?
In my opinion, most certainly. Knowing Matt Beam, knowing what he was at North Lincoln, I remember that this was a week that he would get pumped up the most when he goes against his former school in East Lincoln. And to be honest, folks, he hasn't beat East in a very long time. If we're being honest, the last time he beat East Lincoln in a game was all the way back in 2007 when he was at North Lincoln. So he's been waiting over 11 years to beat him in a regular season game because he hasn't beaten him since they've gotten to Newton.
Well, Smoke, you know, defense wins championships, okay? You know, it's the old cliche everybody says, but there's a lot of truth to that. Newton Conover, they're giving up 12.2 points per game, and East Lincoln's giving up 19.6 per game. We've talked about East Lincoln's defense this year, how stout they are. Finding teams, you know, it's hard to score on them. What do you think, how do you think the defense is going to – which defense do you think is going to show up tonight? Let's put it that way.
Well, I think the defense that is going to show up more tonight is Newton Conover's. They're more athletic. They've got more speed, especially at the defensive back spot. And, you know, with East Lincoln, looking at it, they haven't faced a guy like Shamar Baker who could be deadly in the passing game and in the running game as well. So it's definitely going to be a challenge tonight for East Lincoln and guys like Ryan Matz, not that whole defensive line that has been so talented throughout the past few years to try and close this one out. But, you know, East Lincoln is the only school in Lincoln County right now that I can definitively say will make the playoffs this year.
Okay, well,
so they have that going for them.
All right, so Newton Conover, all right, so they've got to stop Chase Jones and Chandler Jones, right? That's the two from East Lincoln. Which one of those two is going to be harder for them to stop?
I don't know. Chase Jones just seems he's got that spunk to him. You know, he's tall and lanky, but something's been clicking for him this last month and a half. Where Chandler Jones is more of a pounded up the middle guy, where you just get that chunk yardage and he'll work for all the extra yards, but it doesn't really show up as much on the stat sheet as like a flashy player like you see Chase Jones. The stats have been getting better and better the year. Chandler Jones is the guy that will beat you down with his running game.
Well, my Smoke, I know when you're going into this one, and I look back, East Lincoln has won the last 6 meetings against Newton Conover, and they've won the last 3 up there at Gurley Stadium. So, you know, and to me, when you start showing I can go into a place and consistently win, sometimes it's tough. I know, and don't get me wrong, I know Beam will have his team ready to play, but in a little bit, this is my upset of the night. I got East Lincoln beating them. You know, for a loss for Newton Conover right now, that drops them completely out of first and second, even maybe down to third or fourth in the conference. And you're talking wild card, and you're talking them going on the road to have to play somebody.
Well, I understand East Lincoln's playing a hot hand right now, but I mean, I just can't see this Newton Conover team losing to Easton. I don't think it's necessarily going to be as close as. I think it's going to be a little bit more than a 2-score game. I just think Newton's just too talented. And I just think they underperformed last week against Maiden. And Maiden, let's face it, you get a 3rd and 28 and score a touchdown late in the game. I consider that lucky.
Okay.
So, and so I think Newton's going to take care of business because that's what they're going to want to bounce back after losing a heartbreaker to their biggest rival, and they don't want to have East Lincoln come up here and beat them. And well, you said it's been a long time since Newton's beat East. I think the last time they did it was 2008 when both teams made the state championship team, and. Also, you're mentioning how they've struggled the last few years. Well, Chase Jones has proven to be a pretty solid quarterback, but, I mean, he's not as athletic as guys like Chad Surratt and Marcus Graham in that backfield that are a true dual threat, like Marcus Graham and Chad Surratt. And I don't think Chase Jones is that. He's pretty good, but I don't think he's up to that level.
Well, I want to ask you something. This is something everybody around here is wondering because you are there. Is Tyler Stinson playing?
No, he will not be playing until possibly the second round. I believe that is the case. That's been the case for the past couple weeks, and they're just waiting for him. And I mean, if they can get to that second round and he's healthy, I wouldn't want to mess with them because he's got less than 100 carries and is already over the 1,000-yard mark. So,
he's at 1,028 right now.
Yeah, and with less than 100 carries, averaging like 10.7 yards per carry. I mean, if you put him in Shamar Baker in the backfield, I mean, that is just deadly there.
Yeah, you're
and
exactly
I think
right.
if Stinson was in that backfield, that Maiden game would have not been close last week.
All right, Smoke. Well, right before we let you get out of here, we want to get your pick on the East Lincoln and Newton Conover game. What are you picking?
Newton Conover 34-14.
All right, Smoke. Well, thanks, man. Have a good one out there, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, take care, guys.
See you, Smoke.
Right,
ooh, boy, that's tough.
Terry, before we get out of here on commercial, let's get everybody's picks. Terry, you go first.
Yeah, that's like Smoke was talking about. In the last 16 meetings between the two teams, they're 8-8. And you're asking Newton off of losing a very tough game last week to bounce back tonight. East Lincoln continues to get better, and I've seen East Lincoln plenty of times in my past, and I've seen how Newton sometimes can control the guys coming in.
Yeah.
And this is my upset. I've got East Lincoln winning this one, and I got them winning like 26-21. East Lincoln's going to pull off a win.
Jenna?
Okay, he mentioned Shamar Baker. He's got right under 2,000 yards passing. He also mentioned Tyler Stinson. Those two guys played when they had to, at least when they lost one other time.
Yeah.
At Highbrighton. So they can be beat. Now, I agree they are good, but if Newton Conover doesn't have, if they've just got one side of that coin, one half of the whatever you want to call it.
Equation,
yeah. I think East Lincoln can stop Baker. I really do. I mean, he can't do it by himself. And East Lincoln, and I'm just using Smoke's words here. They lost the first 3, and they've lost one since.
Yeah.
Right, so they've started winning. They started building confidence. This is the type of team you want in this type of game now as a coach because you're thinking, okay, my kids know how to win now.
Yeah.
They believe not in they don't believe in me. They believe in each other. They know how they can go out there and win. And Terry also got them. I got East winning this one. I think it's going to be 35-28 because I think East Lincoln. They believe that, okay, we're back. All right, we may not be as good as we once were with the Surratt clan and everybody come through there, but we're back.
Yeah.
And we're forced to be reckoned with. And their defense is stout. And, I think they can win. I think they can go there and win.
All right, well, that'll take us to our next commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show, only on KTC Broadcasting.
1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986. The Creekside Clock Restaurant in Shelby announces their all new buffet bar. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only $11.99 for all you care to eat. On Friday night, it's the seafood bar from 5 till 8. Saturday, it's the family night from 5 till 8. And Sunday, their big Sunday lunch bar from 11 to 2. The new all you care to eat buffet bar. Friday, Saturday, and Sundays at the Creekside Clock Restaurant. Kaiser Road off East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right next to the Lidl grocery store.
Hi, this is Woody Durham for Doctors Doug Stroud, Jim Wilson, and Craig Thompson at Family Dental Care in Shelby. No matter the age, kids, teenagers, and adults, Drs. Stroud, Wilson, and Thompson will take care of your dental needs. They have over 50 years' experience serving the people of Cleveland County. Call 704-482-3281 for Family Dental Care at 416 West Warren Street in Shelby. That's Doctors Doug Stroud, Jim Wilson, and Craig Thompson. Kids love them, and you will too.
And now Family Dental Care takes his time to welcome Dr. Paul McMurray to their practice.
Play golf at the Friendly Golf Club, the Deerbrook Golf Club in Shelby. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $33. After 1 p.m. for $28. Play and ride weekends for $45. And after 1 p.m., $35. And seniors play and ride Monday through Friday for $28. For your tee time, call Deerbrook Golf Club at 704-482-4653. Online at deerbrookgolfclub.com. Play and ride at the Friendly Golf Club today.
You may not know this, but the best greens of the Carolinas are right here in Shelby and Cleveland County at the Riverbend YMCA Golf Course. People continue to rave about the condition of the greens. Russell Spangler has worked hard to make them tip-top shape for your round of golf. And course manager Phil Wallace invites you to come on by and play. Call for their special rates at 704-482-4286 or visit the website at riverbendymcagolf.com. Call for your tee time today. Bill Shuford Heating and Air Conditioning in Shelby and American Standard Heating and Cooling presents the Set the Standard Sales Event now through November 30th. During this special program, you can get up to a $1,000 instant rebate or get 0% APR financing for 36 months. Come in for all the details during the American Standard Set the Standard Sales Event at Bill Shuford Heating and Air, 213 Campbell Street in Shelby, your American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer. The Orange Opportunity Sales Event is underway at Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Come in now and ask about 0% financing for 84 months on select Kubota tractors with a big 6-year warranty. Come on in for all the details and don't miss it. The Orange Opportunity Sales Event underway now at Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive off the Oak Grove Road and Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
This is your Fessor John Hook inviting you to join me and my co-hostess Terry Gore for the I Love Beach Music Show Wednesday afternoons 1 to 4 right here on The Boss, WOHS in Shelby and WLON in Lincolnton, your beach, oldies, and sports stations.
And W268CU, Shelby.
Welcome back here on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Carson Dockery joined alongside Texas Terry Reinhardt and Shannon Allen. Want to give another shout out to Max Grill. You're hungry, you need something to eat before you go to a game tonight, give them a call at 704-445-1006. That's 704-445-1006.
Dude, if you eat there before a game, you have to go and take a nap.
You might fall asleep at the game. Doesn't matter how exciting it is.
Well, I won't tell you, if you go eat there, you don't eat until tomorrow evening.
Probably not.
Because
no.
you're full.
You are. Yeah, I mean, this is a big. I mean, just for a chicken sandwich, man, this is a big old chunk of chicken. I'll be real.
It is.
And it's good. I mean, anything from Max is good. Let's be real. All right, so let's jump now back into football, and we'll jump into some Lincoln County matchups. North Lincoln taking on Bandies, and Terry, how do you see this one shaking out?
Bandies leads this all-time series 2-1. North Lincoln won way back in 2007 in the playoffs in round 1, 38-34. But since then, it's been Bandies 54-7, and in 2012, 42-18. North Lincoln comes in here 2-8, and it's amazing to me at everything that Pack has done down there at North Lincoln. But they remind me of West Lincoln. You come so close, but you can't finish at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, North Lincoln is 7-25 over their last 32 games. But I got them pulling an upset on the road. I got North Lincoln winning this game. North Lincoln 38. Bandies 28.
Shannon?
I think North Lincoln, you know, they're that team this year. You know, you look at them and say, well, they're probably averaging 35, 38 points a ball game, but they're losing. They've lost 7 games. Their defense just can't stop anybody, especially in the second half. You know, but North Lincoln, you know, led by McCrory, quarterback. Is it McCrory?
Yeah, Reed McCrory.
McCrory, yeah. But they also had another kid named Clayton Cribb. He's got over 1,000 yards rushing, and so Pack, you know, love Pack. Pack's a good guy. I mean, he's doing a good thing up there, but you know, if he can get that defense, you know, if he can get this offense together with kids coming through, especially with some of the crowd he's got coming up next year, with the big running back they got at North Lincoln Middle.
Yeah, Williams, yeah.
So, you know, I think future's bright for North Lincoln, but I also got them going to Bandies and winning. Bandies is struggling, even though they won 4 games, but Bandies is struggling. North Lincoln, I think, is going to be too powerful. I got them winning 35-28.
But what a game for Bandies if they win, and they go to 5-6, 3-4, and they are in. But
yeah, they're definitely in. All right, now we'll take it up to Vail as Lake Norman Charter will visit the West Lincoln Rebels. And Shannon, how you see this one playing out?
Haven't seen Lake Norman play this year. This game should not be close. Fan Sook, is that his name? Fan Sook and Eichert. I was telling Carson before we went on air, I think Fan Sook will have 150, Eichert 175 yards rushing. West Lincoln, you know, they've got to win this game. Okay, to have a shot, they got to win this game, and I think they can. It's senior night there in the big town of Vail, the big metropolis of Vail.
That's right.
And so why not? Don't hold anything back. Just go for it all. And I think West Lincoln can win this one. And I think it's going to be 42-0. Lake Norman, or excuse me, Lake Norman Charter. They just can't. They just don't have it this year.
Paper Tiger, man. That's how I've always described them.
Yeah, and I watched some previews of film this past week up at West Lincoln of Lake Norman Charter playing Bandies, and Bandies run all over them. And I'm like, man, you got 2 studs coming at you this week.
Yeah.
You know, they can run the ball, and the way West Lincoln runs it. The only thing I sat back, and I'm like, West Lincoln, you're 3-7. You could go to 4-7, 2-5, and be on that narrow portion of making it. People saying not, but you put yourself out there for them to even think about you. But this is a game for Coach Tom Sain. He turns 53 coming up next week, and this is a game I'd love for them to win. All-time series is tied 1-1. Last time he played, it was Lake Norman Charter who won back in 2012, 41-13. But this is a whole different year, a whole different group, and I got West Lincoln winning this one. And I think it's going to be how much West Lincoln wants to score on senior night. Don't forget that. It is senior night.
Exactly right,
I got West Lincoln 55, Lake Norman Charter 14.
And the thing with West Lincoln, they got these 2 backs now. They come back next year. They're just juniors.
Both of them,
both of them. That's pretty.
That's something to build on. Yeah, that's it.
And
that's what they need.
The whole line but one guy. So
West Lincoln, they might be a little team to watch coming on next year. So now we'll move into the is that the South Fork 2A? Or am I saying that wrong?
This is the South Fork 2A.
That's the South Fork 2A.
So Southwestern.
Southwestern. There's too many South something 2As. So RS Central taking on Chase in a pretty good, well, let's not say pretty good. Last year probably would have been a little bit better matchup. RS Central making a little bit deep of a run in the playoffs last year. But Shannon, how do you see this one playing out?
We look at this game, we think, well, this game don't matter. But in Rutherford County, this game means a lot.
It does.
This game means a lot. And RS Central, they've put 3 wins together this year. And with the new coach up there, he's put the spread offense coming from Cheek running the wing T or version of the wing T offense. But I think I think RS they're moving in the right direction. Okay, and they've got a good group. Chase is just struggling left and right. And I think RS can win this one. I've got it 28-14.
Terry?
Well, this is me, and I wanted to pick upset, but then I remember it's Chase. It is senior night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how many seniors they got over at Chase, but RS is coming in 3-7, 1-3. Chase 1-9, 0-4, and I just don't know whether Chase can have the group out there to defeat them. I'm just going to make it simple. RS Central wins. I think it's going to be close, 24-21.
The thing with Chase, though, you look at them every year, and they got the kid that went to Clemson, the Wilkins kid.
Yeah,
you're
right. Yeah,
but you look at them and you think, well, they got some athletes.
They should.
Yeah, they do.
They got
That's
some
it.
athletes, man. But then they get out there and it's just like they can't put it together.
Yeah. All right, now we'll stay in that 2A conference as East Gaston will take on East Rutherford. The Warriors taking on the Cavaliers. And Terry, how do you see that one shaking out?
Well, you know, when you look at this conference and we all looking at that other game we're going to talk about in a little bit, I didn't write much down for these other guys. I got East Gaston making that trip up to East Rutherford. I just think East Rutherford is a more of a team concept team that they're having to go play now. East Rutherford's going to win this to go to 7-4 and 3-2. And when you look at that, you say that's not bad. But I do know they lost to Burns. I mean, that's a tough loss. It's the only Burns win they've had all year. And I wonder what happened in that game. But Burns beat them. And then when you turn around, you say, okay, South Point beat them, Shelby beat them. Okay, I understand those two losses. But this is a game they should not lose. Senior night up there, I got East Rutherford winning. I think this game is also going to be close. But East Rutherford going to win like 38-34.
Oh, okay. East Rutherford has a kid named Demetrius Mooney. I think he's leading the conference in rushing. He's got over 1,300 yards. He's right behind Alexander, in front of him one. East Rutherford's not a bad team. They're big. They're physical. We heard them last week.
They're the number 3 team in that conference that has 2 of the best 2A teams in the state.
Yeah, they're not a bad football team. They're going to be a team. They're going to be a force to reckon with in the playoffs. When you look at that record, you're thinking, well, they've lost 3 games and so they're beatable. Well, you got to look at 2 of those are
who they lost to. Yeah.
And so, but East Rutherford, I think they, Bland's putting together a great group this year, and he's got some talent coming up as well next year. So I think East Rutherford wins this one. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it'll be 42-7 because East Gaston knows it's over.
Yeah.
And I think those kids are, that may have a little moral psyche thing in there. And East Rutherford knows we got to win senior night. It is Ellenboro. And it's I think they'll win easily.
All right, so that'll take us to another commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show, only on KTC Broadcasting.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986. This isn't an invitation, it's a dare. A dare to experience a vehicle like no other. The Polaris Slingshot. 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back. Insanely low, absolutely powerful. We dare you to ignore it. We dare you to categorize it. Experience the latest Slingshot models, including the limited edition SLR LE, featuring the all-new Ride Command. Only at your Slingshot dealer. We dare you. See Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive.
We're looking at a pretty comfortable evening with increasing clouds after midnight. We're watching a cold front that'll slide into the area and settle in just to our south. We'll have more clouds tomorrow and maybe a stray shower or 2, but otherwise shouldn't be too bad of a day. Look for a low tonight around 60. Again, the rain stays away this evening, so no need to take an umbrella tonight. Tomorrow, though, partly to mostly cloudy, an isolated shower, highs in the lower 70s, more sun and warmer on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Nate Johnson in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
The summer sales event is underway at Elliott Supply Company in Polkville. Come see the new Husqvarna zero-turn mowers. Get 0% financing for 48 months. Well-qualified buyers may be eligible. And that's not all. See the Patriot zero-turn mower by Skag. Now sell priced at $6,099. Plus get 0% financing for 48 months. Don't miss the summer sales event at Elliott Supply Company, Highway 182 North in Polkville. Call 704-538-8661. Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Welcome back inside the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. I got a mouthful of food right now from Max Grill.
Me too.
It's pretty good. Don't mind me chewing. Let's get back into football. So we've got a couple games. Well, not a couple. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on the KTC family of networks tonight. We've already gone over Cherryville, Bessemer City, and East Lincoln, Newton Conover, and now let's turn to Burns and North Gas, and you'll be able to listen to Thompson and Fine on the call on that one. Burns Bulldogs taking on the North Gaston Wildcats, and Shannon, what do you see in that one?
Burns is, the 1-9 record this year.
That's the winning team in North Carolina.
It's one of those things you look at and you're like, man, that's a bad year. But then, they've got the sophomore class led by Mitchell, Sweezy, Livingston, and the big stud they got, Keelan Pryor, who's not bigger than a minute, but he can fly. And so that you got that coming back next year, actually next 2 years. And so that's a great thing to build on. And they've been, and I believe this, I think in every game except 2, Shelby game and Southport game, they've been in the game. They've had a chance to they put points on the board.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I think tonight, playing North Gaston at home, they want to go to them seniors, give them something to feel good about their last football game in high school, and I think they can defeat North Gaston. And I think North Gaston put points on them, but I think Burns, they're just going to get psyched up for it and everything, and I think Burns will win 35-21. And I'm with you. I think Coach Devine, everything he's doing is, it always leads in a plus, as the year's going to come up. And I'm the same way. We got all them seniors. Hey, guys, this is it. This is it for y'all. I'm sorry we didn't have a great year, but look at the games that we played. We could have beat Kings Mountain. We was in that game. 2 them up in the halftime. We came up real short in the second half. East Rutherford win. East Rutherford didn't really go to the playoffs. Amazing.
Yeah, that's a big win for them.
But tonight, I got the same thing. We got Burns pulling off a win here, and I think I'm like you. North Gaston going to score some points, but I got Burns winning like 28-24.
Yeah, I think this game will be interesting just because we've seen when North Gaston plays good, it seems like they play really good and above their talent level, and then they just have a couple bad breaks, and I think North Gaston could have 2, maybe 3 more wins.
And the scary on my end, because every time I pick Burns, they lose. If I pick them, I took East Rutherford and they win. So I don't know what to do here. So I picked Burns last week. So
both of y'all running from Maryland down. All right, now we'll jump over into the Big South 3A now. It's a bit of a budding rivalry between the Stuart Cramer Storm and the Forest View Jaguars. Stuart Cramer put a little bit out of the population of Forest View. And Terry, what do you see in this one?
The only thing I've ever done on this, Stuart Cramer goes for record 8th win, most ever in school history. They impressed me by going to Hunter Hills and Lincoln.
Yeah, that was a big. And
now you're going to go take on a little Forest View team. It's 3-7, 2-4, and Forest View's not used to having losing records in their history. But this Stuart Cramer team is a little bit better than what people thought.
Yeah.
I think they fell off right there when they started playing conference play, and people started winning.
3-3, and then they won 4 in a row now.
Yeah. But I got them on the road tonight, winning pretty soundly. I'm going to say 38-14, Stuart Cramer.
Yeah.
Stuart Cramer, kid we haven't talked about, sophomore, his name's Tyrese Morris. He's running back for him. I think that's a bright future for Stuart Cramer. But I don't believe Forest View is a good team this year, and I think they've probably overachieved with a couple of few wins they've had. And I think Stuart Cramer rolls at 35-14.
Yeah, I think like you said, Terry, this is just, and you too, Sean, Chris Medlin is not used to having a losing record.
No, he's
not. And I think Forest View, it's an identity thing. Normally, they've had a feature back that they could go to, a Mo Neal, somebody, and then before that they had Logan Bradley, and they turned it into a spread offense with McKelty Armstrong and other people. But
so if they win tonight, that brings them to 4 wins. Are they in the playoffs?
Hamilton was,
That's good. They got a good schedule. Because it goes to 3-4 in their conference.
Yeah.
And when you go to 3-4, if Ashbrook gets beat, they're going to know with you. And you start winning records. Yeah. Kings Mountain Coast and then the mixture of
know Stuart Kramer's going to come in. So you got to be a 4 or 5 out of that conference. So.
Yeah, and I think another thing about that Stuart Kramer team, I think we talked about it earlier in the year and it sort of faded away, but that front seven is just about as good as any in the area. I mean, you saw them sort of, that front seven is what got them back into the game at Huss. I mean, Zoe Wallace didn't have time to make the passes that he needed to. The running game was kind of there, but it wasn't what it needed to be, and that front seven just created a lot of pressure, and I think it's one of the more underappreciated parts of that team. All right, now let's get one more game in before we head to commercial break. The Maiden Blue Devils taking on the Lincoln Wolves, and Terry is our Lincoln County aficionado. I'll let him take it away.
Yeah, Lincoln leads this all-time series 25-18. Surprisingly, last year, Maiden came in there, and Caleb Farley just went to town. Well, both the Farleys did. Maiden won 65-47. They split the last 4, 2-2, but Lincoln has won 9 of the last 11. Maiden comes in 7-12 at Lincoln, and that's way back since 1982. You come in here, though, did you overmatch yourself last week and play too high to beat Newton? A game that you absolutely had to have. You're still going to be a number 1 seed, whether you win or lose this. You could be co-champions, but you want to be outright champions. The last time Maiden was an outright champion was way back in 2004. Had a bunch of co-championships, but not outright. For Coach Gibson, huge game here. You're 5-5. You could go to 6-5, and then when you bump that one loss out there, you're 6-4, and you're looking decent going into the playoffs. Yeah. And plus, you're going to be 5-2. And you're going to end up being in a town for East Lincoln and Newton down there, but you're not going to jump over them on account of losses. But it's a big game for both of them. And when you told me you were going to take Lincoln and there's upset, I'm going to tell you, that's a tough place to come and play. It is. On the last one. But I got Maiden pulling this in. I know Lincoln remembers what happened to them last year when they were high-strung. But I got Coach Burns having this kids right. Maiden to win would be their first outright title again since 2004. Maiden 31, Lincoln 17.
Terry's sort of spoiled the upset, the surprise.
He's got his Tom Brown picture with him.
It's in his wallet. No, it's on his nightstand.
All right, so I would not believe in Lincoln if I hadn't seen him play this year. And I know he played Lake Norman Charter, but Lincoln has a big line, and they've got a solid, I think it's a solid group up front, defensive line, or a big offensive line, a solid defensive front 7, let's call it that. They got the Harris kid, 1,600 yards rushing. They got
as good as anybody the last couple weeks.
McLean, a big quarterback, huge, big size-looking quarterback, threw for over 1,000 yards. I know they've struggled, but it is senior night. It is tough to go up to that field. It is low, and it's going to be rowdy. I don't think if they lose, they're not in the playoffs. I think they're in the playoffs. But I think if to put a stamp on the season and say, okay, look at where we started, and now look at where we are now.
Yeah, the crisis,
adversity, speeches, whatever you want to put in there. And I think Lincoln can. I've got them pretty much, and I think they can win 35-28 because of the fact of who Maiden had last week against Newton. They were so up. We got to win this game, and now they're coming. They got to get up again because now this is a great game. This is a big game too. Yes, it is. And so I don't think they can do it, and I'm pulling for Lincoln. I think they can pull upset win this one.
All right, that'll take us to another commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show, only on KTC Broadcasting.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Medical Arts Pharmacy is your locally owned independent hometown pharmacy. Unlike the big chain stores, Medical Arts Pharmacy calls you by name and treats you like family and friends, not a number. Medical Arts has more National Board certified technicians and personnel than other pharmacies to keep down your waiting time on prescriptions. Online refills at medicalartsofshelby.com. Medical Arts Pharmacy, 108 Grover Street near the hospital in Shelby. Call 704-487-8068.
No matter where you live, if you're looking for a motorcycle, head to Greer, South Carolina to Cherokee Cycles. With name brands like Indian, Victory, and Polaris, you can't go wrong. Ask about special financing programs. And be sure to pick up this week's What's Up Shopper for great buys on used bikes. That's Cherokee Cycles, located at 1700 South Highway 14 in Greer, South Carolina. Your dealer for Indian, Victory, and Polaris Motorsports.
From Shelby to off Highway 74 at Highway 226, up Highway 226 to the caution light at Zion Church Road. There on the corner is Kibo's. Been there for over 20 years. Kibo's, where you'll find Hunt Brothers Pizza, snacks, candy, chips, also soft drinks, hand-dipped and packaged ice cream, bread, tobacco products, and much more. Yes, that's Kibo's. And don't forget to fill that vehicle up with gasoline at Kibo's 226 North at the caution light in Shelby.
The Can-Ams have arrived at Lane Motorsports in Lincoln. They're big, they're bold, and they're now in stock at Lane Motorsports. See the new 2018 Can-Am Maverick X3 or the new 2018 Can-Am Outlander 1000 XMR. Ask about special financing on selected 2017 models. Lane Motorsports, your new Can-Am dealer, serving Lincoln, Gaston, Cleveland, and surrounding counties. Online at LaneMotorsports.com. If you're one of the many elderly residents of Cleveland County, the Transportation Administration of Cleveland County and Cleveland County Transit is here for you, transporting the elderly and disabled residents of Cleveland County with safe, dependable transportation with professional drivers. All vans are ADA compliant with wheelchair lifts. Cleveland County Transit offers a big city-style bus service in a small van with 34 stops in Shelby. For more information, call Cleveland County Transit at 704-482-6465 for more information. Celebrating 50 years. It's the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Hard to think how many birdies have been made over the years, and oh yeah, how many double bogeys too. Whether it's a birdie, par, or a bogey, you'll love the Glen Oaks Golf Course. It's open to everyone. Visit the beautiful pro shop with a driving range, snack bar, banquet facility, bar, picnic shelter, and swimming pool. Great for group outings. Reserve your tee time by calling 828-428-2451 or visit the website at glenoaksgolf.com.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. I drive 200 miles an hour for a living, so it makes sense that I have life insurance, but so many people don't. That's just an unnecessary risk. It means leaving your loved ones to suffer financially if something happens to you. It's a struggle my family knows. As teenagers, both my parents lost their fathers. Neither had life insurance. Don't take that risk. Get life insurance. For help, go to lifehappens.org.
A public service message from the nonprofit Life Happens.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Welcome back here on the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show. Carson Dockery joined alongside Texas Terry Reinhardt, Shannon Allen, and we got a late edition Will Boykin joining us here. You can normally listen to him on the Renaldo Automall Postgame Show, but Will, thanks for joining us, man.
I'm glad to be here, guys.
Yeah, so let's jump now into that What's Up Shopper Power Poll. It's a little bit different now that we've changed the formula sort of mid-season. And we'll go 1 through 4 first. It's at number 1, the South Point Red Raiders. At number 2, the Kings Mountain Mountaineers. Number 3, the Shelby Golden Lions. And at number 4, the Maiden Blue Devils. So, Terry, tell me what you're looking at those top 4 teams.
What them top 4?
Yeah.
Pretty stout. When I think of those 3 that we do have at the front, I think that's probably the 3 best high school teams that are around here.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go too far down. Maiden, respectable 10-0. Crest, impressive. Some tough losses that they've had. I mean, I look at the Shelby game and I look at the Hunter Husk games. Those are games that they could have won. You know, so when you step on from that. But that's my top 5, so y'all take over. I was supposed to be on 3, but I did 5.
Close enough.
Yeah, okay, I think that's about right. Maiden, I'm not sold on Maiden at all. I don't think they're in the top 10.
Who's they playing home?
Yeah, okay.
But if that should be Tom Brown's picture up there.
It is.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, and I think obviously South Point, they're only getting 5.4 points per game. That's what they're giving up. Shelby's, I think, right at 10. Not sure about Kings Mountain and even Maiden Crest, but yeah, those top five, I don't want to be across the field from them standing at those handles thinking that's who I got to play. That's legit.
Well,
I agree wholeheartedly. I think Kings Mountain is really done the work to be where they at right now. They unfortunately, they did have the loss to Shelby. The Red Raiders, number one.
Come on, Will.
They're not being beat this year. So I can go with that.
I'm on that. I mean, this is you sitting in here right now, and you look at that bowl and you see South Point number 1, and even in the AP poll, Shelby comes in number 2. But Shelby lost that spot. This only time they go outside to play a nationally ranked team.
Right, the number 8 team in the country.
Yeah, and going into tonight, which we're going to get, does that mean anything for Shelby? Does that even mean anything?
No. That's the difference in Cleveland County and Gaston County. Cleveland County will go out and they'll pick up these games. They'll take on those challenges. They'll put that undefeated season on the line. And other places won't do that. They won't risk their undefeated season. So, and that's just that falls true to Cleveland County football. Shelby just does what Cleveland County does, and they picked up and they paying for it. They dropped in the polls because they picked up a loss from the number 8 team in the nation. But what did they learn from playing the number 8 team in the nation? I mean, you got to look at it at that point. To be the best, you got to beat the best. And if that's the best, you want to put them in front of you.
Now, 5 through 8 is the Crest Chargers in at number 5. Number 6, the Newton Carnival Red Devils. At number 7, the Stuart Kramer Storm. And at number 8, the Hunter House Huskies. And Terry, 5 through 8. You talked a little bit about Crest earlier, but what do you see 5 through 8?
Well, I think Crest is the best team that you got up there out of that group. That was the funny, she would be King Mountain. Just me looking at it, it's like Newton Carnival. I'm still prove me something. I mean, I keep saying that from the voter. You got an opportunity tonight to defeat the incoming East Lincoln team. So, if you do that, okay, man, I got you. I understand what's happening now. But Stuart Kramer, great year. I'm not going to say any more than that. This is their senior class. They've done well. They've done what they should do in this. Now, can you do it against coming into next year? That will be Stuart Kramer, are you for real, or are you just this year and then all of a sudden you're going to fall off? And Hunter House on the other end, I've not figured out them all year long. They can beat a Crest, beat them again, and battle against them and beat them, but then also blow a 19 to make them win. So, I mean, I'll not forget that. That's still in my head. So.
Shannon, you see anything 5 through 8?
No, that looks fine. I've got questions about the other ones, but
I would move the Griffons up.
That's what I
think the undefeated. We're gonna talk undefeated. Let's move the Griffons up.
Let's move into 9 through 12, and 9 and 10 you've got there's a couple other 1A teams, but at 9 and 10 you've got the Thomas Jefferson Griffins, and at number 10 you've got the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets. At number 11 East Lincoln, and at number 12 East Rutherford. And I mean, just now 9 and 10, like I said, that's where the first time you see a 1A opponent. And Will, you're talking about Thomas Jefferson. Who do you think? Maybe they're probably not going to beat 1 through 4, but what chance are you giving Thomas Jefferson to beat maybe a 5 through 8 team right there?
Thomas, the way they're playing, it'll be close games, but I think they can beat both Stuart Kramer and Hunter. I think at the speed they playing at, and
as many people that they put the ball in the hands of, it's really hard to follow the ball.
And to be honest, I wouldn't go further than that. I'd like to see Bessemer City play Hustler Stuart.
I would too.
Bessemer City's legit.
And that's what I hate about this sort of deal where they've got very set. I mean, Big South a couple years ago was 2A, 3A. It was combined, and I like to see that. I want to see county opponents, regardless of the size, if it's going to be a good game, like you said, Bessemer City and Huss or Bessemer City and Forest View, something like that, play each other. Why not?
That's the only way to prove that you're the best.
That's right.
Bottom line, football is like that. You got to put it on the field, and you got to kick the ball.
Yeah, exactly right. Terry, you see anything out there?
The only thing I understand about that poll is when the 8 people come out, it had Bessemer City number 9, Thomas Jefferson at 8. Then this week it had Thomas Jefferson at number 9. Bessemer City fell out of it. At least in our poll, we got them both ranked. Top 2.
Right.
They're 19-1. Overall in that series. So, and the only team that beat them was the team that's right in front of them. So what more can we say?
All right, now we'll round out the top 15 in this power poll. At number 13, it's the Mountain Island Charter Raptors. Number 14, the Ashburn Green Wave. And number 15, the Lincolnton Wolves. Well, what are you laughing at, Will? Come on now, tell me.
Mountain Island Charter Raptors.
Yeah, see, it's.
I thought that was an eagle.
See, yeah, no, that's the thing. A bird, raptors themselves. I'll go a little Jurassic Park history on you. Raptors themselves, velociraptors, are more closely related to birds and chickens than any other sort of reptile.
Right.
So
Jurassic Park.
That's what they used to call the student section. Welcome to Mountain Island.
Man, this sound like coming on Saturday morning listening to Star Wars.
It's not the same at all. That is not. Don't you include me in that.
That last 5, you got East Lincoln. And
that last 5 is a good group, yeah.
That last 5, and it's a game going to be played tonight. I don't know if y'all talked about it already, but East Lincoln got Newton Conover.
We talked about that earlier with Smoke, yeah.
So, and that is not. I don't see that going in Matt Bing's favor. East Lincoln is coming up. They've been battling all year. They lost, they lost that front end. It was 3 or 4 games in the front end of the season, and they've progressively been stomping butt ever since. They went up to North Lincoln. They beat North Lincoln up there, which stunned and it kind of crushed North Lincoln's season. They took all the fight out of North Lincoln. So. I think in that bottom 5, I think that's the team to watch in that bottom 5. Now, Ashbrook's got a game against us tonight.
You throw records out in that one.
That's a county rivalry game.
That's
they right down the road. Rich kids versus poor kids. I mean, that's basically what that game is one side of the track and the other side of the track. Ashbrook is over there near the Ashbury, and that game is going to be a hard-fought game.
Always is.
I talked to Rich today. His son he's one of our reps, and he comes in, and his son is the actual quarterback for Ashbrook.
Hayden Willie.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And he's probably poised to put on a show tonight. He's probably going to score in the air and on the ground tonight.
Yeah, we'll get into that after this commercial break.
I want to say one more thing about this. When you look at this bottom 5, 10 through 15, 11 through 15, 2 of the hottest teams that we have anywhere down here. East Lincoln won 5 out of the last 6, and Lincoln is one of the last 4.
And they should, that Lincoln team is actually coming along.
He's going to want to play Lincoln as a 13 seed before
exactly. They're going to be mean coming along there.
All right, now let's get to some actual on-the-field action. Go to what is basically the de facto Big South Championship game. If Kings Mountain wins, they're the outright champion. If Crest wins, they get at least a share. And a big one going down in Boiling Springs tonight. And Terry, what are you looking at in that one?
Well, here we go again. We talk rivalries.
Here it is. This is Terry. Let's get a soapbox out.
Here we go. Chris, 29 wins. Kings Mountain, 11 wins. 2 ties. 1971, 1996. 0-0, 28-28. Chris's longest streak has been 11 games. Kings Mountain's longest streak has been 3 games. This is the 42nd meeting that they had back in 2016, so it's the 43rd coming up. Crest has won 22 out of the last 25 games in this bunch, but also remember, Kings Mountain went over there last year and beat them.
First win on the field since, what, 98?
Yeah. 22 out of the last 25. And one of them was the 4th.
Yeah, 2005 was the 4th. Yeah, 98 was the last win on the field.
Yeah, so when I look at that, I'm thinking, well, what's going to happen here? Well, let me tell you something. Kings Mountain pretty darn good.
Yeah.
They've been pretty pretty stout all the way along. And last year I did not take them to go over to Chris and I thought Chris could take care of one thing by themselves. This is also senior minor league. I mean, it's a little bit more than you're asking for somebody to do. Can Crest win? Yes, they can. They're good enough to win in Cleveland County. That's how I look at it. But to me, this is not rivalry, but I got Kings Mountain winning tonight too. I got Kings Mountain winning, and I think it's going to be low scoring, 21-17. John? Well, the group of kids that are going to be playing tonight for both teams are going to just the juniors. They're going to be back next year. Next year, one's a sophomore, I think. And Kevin Rose from Kings Mountain, Kevin Mack, junior, sophomore, they'll be back. That's your heart and soul of Kings Mountain. But Kings Mountain has a defensive line that people forget about. They're legit. They are very, very good. Yeah. On the other side, Crest, you got Peyton Kelly on the quarterback, and you've got two running backs, Davion Pryor and I think Jaden Graham. Pryor's hurt though, isn't he? Is he hurt? Pryor's hurt. Pryor's hurt. So we got Jaden Graham. He's a sophomore. So, again, Crest is, they started off slow. The games I've seen them, okay. But I think Kings Mountain, even though they're senior, I think Kings Mountain's going to be more physical. And I love Crest's defense. So Crest has got a heck of a defense, but Kings Mountain, I think, is a better team. I think they're better. They're playing better right now. But there's a lot at stake to win this game. And I've got Kings Mountain winning 28-27. But I do believe Crest is a team that people are going to say, well, let me say this first. When we talk about the rivalry part of it, you mentioned these kids at Crest know we can beat Kings Mountain. Just from years ago, right? Yeah. Kings Mountain kids are, man, we better beat Crest in the past 20 years. How many times we beat them? So I don't have a factor in there as well, but you never know. It's going to be a close ball game. It's going to be probably the best ball game. I think one of the better ball games tonight. Well,
I think everybody is keyed on down there in Belmont. I think the game to watch will be the Crest Kings Mountain game. I think you're right. Yeah. I see it a very close match, but a lot of people are counting the Crest defensive players out, right? And they've rolled the back of this defense all season. That's been the heart and soul of the team.
Who's the Huffman kid? Who's the Huffman last name linebacker for Crest? I know it, I can't think of it. Nobody talks about him, but he's legit. I mean, his kid's a defensive linebacker, rollback or something.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's Young
Turner. Young Turner. That's right.
Raekwon. Yeah. He's a defense end. You get, on the other side, you got another young defense end, he's 11th grader. On the other side of the ball. Both of those guys are coming back. You got the Borkins kid, and you got trying to think of the linebacker's name.
Linebackers, that's all I need. Let's get a pick on the score real quick, right before we head to the break.
Okay, well, my pick, just because my neck remind you in blood would not let me with Chris. I'm going with the Chargers, 28-14.
But I'm going to say one thing. If Chris wins, that's not going to surprise me either. No, because who it is, it's just amazing to me when you look back at history. And Chris has won 22 in the last 25, but one of them was a forfeit. So he really won 23 out of the last 25. Those kids across the field on the field. Bought into what Herbens is doing there. It's
a big change. I mean, you come in, you got to learn this new offense, and he had to come in and learn that he had more. He didn't have to use all his stars going both ways. He had, they used to have that kind of depth.
Yeah, exactly right. So that'll take us to our last commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show on KTC Broadcasting.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Lane Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
We're looking at a pretty comfortable evening with increasing clouds after midnight. We're watching a cold front that'll slide into the area and settle in just to our south. We'll have more clouds tomorrow and maybe a stray shower or two, but otherwise shouldn't be too bad of a day. Look for a low tonight around 60. Again, the rain stays away this evening, so no need to take an umbrella tonight. Tomorrow, though, partly to mostly cloudy, an isolated shower, highs in the lower 70s. More sun and warmer on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Nate Johnson in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 6:47, and the temperature is 77 degrees.
321 Lawnmower Sales and Service in Maine makes grass cutting easy. Come see their full line of top quality machines, like the Fair Zero-Turn Mower with 0% financing for 48 months. Or see the simplicity difference with the new Simplicity Mower. Cut your mowing time in half with the new Country Clipper Zero-Turn Mower with 0% financing for 48 months. And you'll find the new John Surratt Riding Mower for as low as $92 a month. Come on in for all the details at 321 Lawnmower Sales and Service, 14 North Carolina Avenue in Maiden. Online at 321lawnmower.com.
Pizza, cookies, toys, and gifts. Christmas at your fingertips.
It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 9th and 19th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Join us to celebrate the show's silver and gold 50th anniversary and shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets online and save at SouthernChristmasShow.com.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Depends on where you park. Park along the side like the baseball field?
Yeah, park along the baseball field.
Okay, welcome back. We're talking about parking and food, and we're just trying to figure things out here on the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show. Got a couple ball games left, and you might have heard of both of these if you're from sort of this general area. First things first, we're going to talk about the Battle of the Bell. Ashbrook, they're going to be taking on Huss at Hunter Huss in South Gastonia, and be careful what you say, guys. Over to us, all right? Don't hurt my feelings, please.
No, I'm not.
So tell you take it away. Who got taken away? So you got taken from the bell tonight.
That's it. Victor Bell is on the lane. Ashbrook leads this all-time series 27-20. Ashbrook has won 7 of the last 10. Huss didn't win last year.
There it is. I'll take it.
32-15. But this time we're playing at home. Can we win back-to-back? Ashbrook comes in. To me, there's another team that's particularly hard with us. I cannot really figure them out.
Yeah.
Hunter Huss is the other one, so who's going to win here? I'm just going to go ahead and pick somebody. Hunter Huss winning.
I'll take it.
27-24.
Jay?
Zoe Wallace, is he the quarterback at Huss?
He is.
Zoe Wallace, okay. He's on for back the year. I think Huss one of those teams that I think they've underachieved.
Yeah.
Even though he's had a couple big wins, but I just don't. I think they can do a lot better. They can do a lot more. Ashbrook, on the other hand, Andrew's going over there coaching and putting in a new system. British Brooks, arguably one of the, he doesn't have to stop. He's not over 1,000 yards yet, but he's a great running back.
He is. He's one of the better ones against him.
He is. And it's a rivalry game, so you got to throw out everything. These teams don't like each other. I think Huss takes on the middle. I don't think they'll beat Ashbrook because they're playing Huss, and it's going to be single night and all that stuff. And I think it's going to be, 28-24 Huss.
Well, what you got?
I think Ashbrook wins this. I think it's close.
Well, you got to put that dagger in the back, man.
Hurt. Too much jerk and can't find himself. And Huss, back in the 90s, Huss had an identity. And we knew when we rolled up at Huss, we going to get hit in the mouth.
Yeah, Coach Gardner, I mean, he was the guy who put that in place, yeah.
So we knew we was going to have to hit them in the mouth. Mm-hmm. So, but I think they've lost their identity for being a physical team, and they don't. From week to week, you don't know what you're gonna get out of them.
Yeah.
Ashbrook know they're playing for something. Ashbrook, trying to get in the playoffs, they trying to make some noise. And I wouldn't be, for as them getting a low seed and having to play them in the first round as one of these higher seeds, that's a dangerous position for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take Ashbrook, and I'll take him pretty big. I'll take him pretty big. 34-21.
High scoring game there. And now we'll move on to the one that maybe you've heard about it, maybe you've been thinking about it since August. Shelby taking on South Point in what is the Southwestern Athletic 2A. It's the championship game, and it's what everything's come down to so far. And before the season, you talked about the fact that you are putting Shelby, a 4-time defending state champion, in the same conference as South Point, who won a 3A state title last year. And start off with you, Terry.
Well, this series all started back in 1969. What can you expect to? Shelby leads the all-time series 24-12. Shelby's longest winning streak has been 8 games. South Point's longest winning streak has been 2 times, and they've done it 4 times. 73-74, 75-76, 92-93, 2013-2014. When I look at this game, I remember last year, South Point made that trip over to Shelby and got shut out. First time they'd been shut out in forever. 1998 was the last time they'd been shut out. And who was on against? Burns, 28-0. So South Point put together 26 shutouts of their own in between against other opponents, but until they got back to Shelby. Shelby, to me, remembers that they were number 1. And they know since I went out of state to play a top nationally ranked team, I lost my spot because I did that. Yeah. I think it's part of the whole scenario here. Shelby's defense is stout. I mean, when you come in, Shelby's outscored their opponents in the conference 193-13. South Point's outscored them 242-7. So when you look at that, 13 points against 7 points. No one's gave up much. Yeah. What do I expect here? Shelby's going to come out on top. South Point impressed me by shutting out Clover, but this is a very stout defense that Shelby has, and I think it's going to be close. But I've got Shelby winning 20-17.
Going into Belmont and getting the win, says Terry. What do you say, Shannon?
Shelby's led by Luke Srod, quarterback, and Daddy Brooks running the ball. Defensively, knows about Holyfield, a linebacker, Trey Jolly, defensive end. Again, I agree with you. Shelby is stout defensively, but South Point, you look at what they've done. And they've put up impressive numbers, offensively and defensively. They're led by Jake Alexander running the ball, only over 1,000 yards rushing. And when I was looking at the stats on these kids, on the teams, Alexander stood out. Okay, obviously. Then with the passing, Scotty Lee's up throwing for 391 yards.
That's big.
So that tells me, it is big, but that tells me, okay, they're going to play, 75% is going to run the ball. So you watch. I don't know if you're going to have it or not, but you watch. I guarantee you Shelby will do something differently defensively. They may stack the box, put 5 on the line. Now, when you put 5 men on that defensive line, that's going to stop those offensive line from South Point getting to those linebackers. That's going to free up Holyfield, Stites, and who's the other linebacker?
Jalen Scott.
That's going to free up, and those are arguably the top 3 linebackers on one team around here. No team's got that. So I think that's going to be huge. So I agree. I think Shelby's going to go down there and win. But it's not. It's going to be 21-17. Not like what you have there, but it's going to be. I mean, everybody's marking this game. I mean, they ran this in last year when they knew these 2 teams in the conference. This was going to be the game to beat, or the game to watch. And it's going to be a great ball game. It's going to be exciting. However, it's tough to go into Belmont and win. Yeah. But I think Shelby, it's a little chippy. Right? 2 state champions playing each other. Yeah. Who's the best? State champions. Yeah. And we talked about this before. I do believe this is going to happen. Along with the Kings Mountain and Crest game, these 2 teams. This is the first of 2 games for both of these teams. They're going to play each other again in the playoffs. I firmly believe that because I think Shelby's going to go big. South Point will be big, and as well as Kings Mountain and Crest in 3A. So I think Shelby will win this one.
Well.
I'm with everybody else. My point would be come down to the offensive line. Shelby has trouble on their right bookend. They have trouble getting it blocked. Can they change it? Yes, they can change it. Will they see that it needs to be changed? That's up to whether Shelby sees it. South Point has trouble on their right side. Their whole right side is vulnerable. They have to run everything to the left side of the field. So can it change? Possibly. I don't know if they have anybody else to come in, but I do know that Shelby has somebody else that can come in and play that spot, which is a backup left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But all you have to do is drop the other foot back.
Yeah.
I don't see it being close on two reasons. I think that right side of South Point's line gives up too much to the Shelby defense, and I see that the South Point's defense is not quite ready for the spread, for what's all going to come out of the spread. They lost a big man that stopped everything in the middle.
Davis, he's he'll be back next year, but you hate to lose him.
He's senior.
You're right.
And that changes the whole story. If Phillip plays tonight, I make it a close game. But they have nobody to plug up the middle. That's gonna let the run start in the middle, and then the ball is gonna go over the top because it's just too many weapons on.
And you don't have Tanner Muse or either of the Muses back there now.
Last year's game, South Point realized what we run the ball. They got to throw it. They can throw it. They cannot. I mean, they can throw it. Don't get me wrong.
No, I mean,
Ray Greer, what they do, and that's dangerous when you play. There was so much stuff that happens.
Ray Greer has, I think 80% of their receptions, receiving yards. He's got, I think, a streak of like 8 or at one point it was 8 straight catches that were all went for touchdowns for him. I think that's a big deal.
You get Ray Greer, but you gonna have Josh Smith over there lined up on Ray Greer.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the hardest.
It's gonna have to be a one-on-one because
like hitting corners in high school football right now.
We have also seen, like last year, we also seen Lance Ware do different things. Last year, when we were looking at your linebackers being on 10 yards back, there was some time that outfield was 15 to 20 yards back reading the play. Before that, I think it's because those offensive linemen, your key is to get the linebacker, and I think that's why they're moving back. So,
all right, so that'll wrap things up here on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. It's the final one of the regular season, but we'll be back here next week for the first round of the playoffs, only on KTC Broadcasting. We'll see you next week.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
We're looking at a pretty comfortable evening with increasing clouds after midnight. We're watching a cold front that'll slide into the area and settle in just to our south. We'll have more clouds tomorrow and maybe a stray shower or two, but otherwise shouldn't be too bad of a day. Look for a low tonight around 60. Again, the rain stays away this evening, so no need to take an umbrella tonight. Tomorrow, though, partly to mostly cloudy, an isolated shower, highs in the lower 70s. More sun and warmer on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Nate Johnson in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 7 o'clock, and the temperature is...
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville Gastonia, and W268CU Shelby.
The hospital in Shelby. 704-487-8068.
It's the grand reopening of Renaldo Cadillac Buick GMC in Shelby. Hurry in now for celebration savings. During this grand event, get grand savings like $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2016 GMC Sierra 1500 4-wheel drive crew cab. Get $5,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Buick Encore. And get $7,500 off MSRP on a new 2017 Buick Enclave Convenience. Come in for all the details during the grand reopening. Renaldo Cadillac Buick GMC at Renaldo Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby. The